Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. My name is Horacio. First, thanks all the Gatsby team to prepare this amazing conference. It's just been great to see other people and other community engaging and also being open to share all this knowledge. So this is amazing. So first, a little about myself. I'm a designer and developer consultant in Barcelona. I'm from Panama originally. And also I work mostly because of my backgrounds. I work between design and development, and I really love that. Also, I'm a coach in a company called React GraphQL Academy. We teach a lot about React, Redux, GraphQL, and now we're starting to teach more into Gatsby too. I've been doing freelancing for 6 years, if my math is correct. And I'm now also doing some streamings around Gatsby and a lot of front-end content. So yeah. Disclaimer, what I've been talking today, it's how, yeah, clicker, okay. It's my personal experience working with clients because, let me just do a quick poll after this. I think it's one of the important and underrated things that we need to do as developers to sell our things, and we need to take some techniques or use some things in order to achieve better results. Okay, so these are all my personal experience. This is what I've been doing, and it's working well for me. So just take the bits that you like and just mix however you want. So quick poll. Working with clients. Who's working right now directly with clients? Okay, great. Who likes to work directly with clients? Amazing. That's really good. Okay. So yeah, working with clients, it's really great. I really love it, but it's hard. It's not easy. Also, for me, it's a lot more about empathy. Rather than just bringing the best technology ever, that is Gatsby, we all know that. And also, usually it's better than having the right answers, it's better to have the right questions to get those real values and benefits that those clients need. So what the clients expect from us. So they expect that we communicate trust and authority, that we actually know what we're talking about, that we can deliver what they need. Also that we do great work. So we do amazing websites and we can deliver the best experience and the best thing out there. Also that we're reliable. We need to let them know that, hey, no matter what happens, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna help you achieve your success, because your success is my success, maybe, yes. And also that you are an expert. At the end, this is essentially what you need to communicate to them, and they need to feel that, okay? So, no more gifts, don't worry. How we can meet those needs, how we can help those clients or let them know that we are the ones that we can achieve the work. So we need to get experience. What happened here? I don't know. So we need to get experience. That's one thing that usually led you to help you show what you can do. So you need to build as much as you can out there. Also, sharing your knowledge is quite important. Not only because that helps you to show what you can do, but also that let you practice these selling skills that we all should need or have. And also, we need to understand what your potential clients really want. It's something happening here? I don't really know. Good. Thank you. So we need to understand what your potential client really wants, because they may got you into you hey, I want a website, and maybe that's not what he needs, or maybe I want an app, and maybe they need something simpler, right? So what they really want, they usually, and unfortunately, they don't care too much about technology. They just want their websites to bring value or bring business to them, not bring more work. They don't want to spend time like dealing with server, dealing with a WordPress theme, dealing with whatever that they need to deal in terms of technology, because they want to get more work, get more business. So, and also they want their customers to be happy. And that's the key. So they want their customers to be happy, not them. So we need to understand not our potential client, but our potential client's client, our potential customer's client. So changing that perspective that seems to be pretty obvious is not the common thing that we see out there. And that will, understanding this principle will help us to get to those right questions, to get to those really insights, great insights to build websites, to build applications. So, one sec here. So, also, if you, like, here. Okay, yeah. So, if you don't understand this principle, or you just go out there and try to recommend something without this prior understanding or understanding this principle, this will lead you actually to the worst case scenario, that is losing trust and authority in front of them. And that's the worst. That's like the worst case scenario, that you just lose those two important things with them. So, yeah. So now, but yeah, okay, we now know that they don't care about technology, that they want a website that helps them to build like better, more business or whatever, but hey, we are here to build Gatsby sites, right? So what we can do about it. So we need to convince them to use Gatsby. So, but not only convince them to use Gatsby, but we need to let them understand how Gatsby meets their needs and not meet ours. Because we want to build Gatsby sites, but they actually don't care that it's a Gatsby site or not. So we need to shift that sense of selling in terms of using the power of what Gatsby is and how many things that they offer to us, that we can tell them, hey, if we use this, it will help you to get better clients. It will help you to achieve this that you are suffering about, right? So, next one. So yeah, it will be like, this is selling Gatsby and WordPress sites, but you can take this for whatever type of project. But in terms of this context, like WordPress is incredible managing content. That's like the best thing that they can do. And not only that, like we saw in Alex's presentation, that 34% of the internet is actually in WordPress. So most of the clients that I've been talking with, or a lot of people, they're really comfortable working with the back office or the admin part of WordPress. So this is it. We need to leverage that, and Gatsby let us leverage that thing. So because it's just focusing on high performance websites, and it's just fun to use. And also, the Cupid between these two, what I would say is WP GraphQL, that let us like super easy just connect whatever data source that is coming from WordPress to your Gatsby site, and you can just combine those and have the best of both worlds. So things that, okay, we know that Gatsby, the main thing, and we already talked about that in the on-conference, the main things that Gatsby offers is performance. So one way that I actually approach clients in terms of performance is by showing them how we can solve that problem, right? So these are two tools that I use before I approach my new potential client. So I don't know if you know SpeedCurve. SpeedCurve is a website, it's a service that you can plug any website, any URL, and it will give you, it's like a cron that you can run you audits, performance audits in that website for as long as you want or you can pay. It's actually not that expensive. And the other one is WPO Stats. That is a gathering, is a lot of content around showcases from different industries about how performance helped them to get more business, how performance helped them to actually achieve better results in whatever they wanted, right? So, but this is the trick. So before I go into that client, I just plug their website into SpeedCurve for at least a week. And I start gathering that information, like all this performance, like limitations or whatever that they have. Then while that's running, I also do a little customer research and try to get to those questions that leads me to get their attention, because that's what we need in this first approach to them. It's not try to mitigate the cold email. Hey, I know Gatsby. I can help you with that. It's not usually how things go well, right? At least for me. Maybe I'm not too smart to do that. But and also WPO stats helps you to get those. If you're lucky and this potential client is in the industry that other case study that you see there, it helps you to actually back up your data and say, hey, this is what we can do in terms of performance, because I think we can improve things here. So here are some of the other companies that are in your same industry that taking care of performance help them to get more business or better results. So that's also help. And kudos to Harry Roberts in CSS Wizardry. I don't know if you know him, but he actually introduced me to those two tools. So now that we have all this data, now we have all this performance audits, now we have WPO stats, now we understand a little bit more this customer or this end user, we can feel more comfortable to approach this new client. So of course, there's no right way to do this, but depending on actually, in my case, depending on how techy they are, you can approach it in different ways. But you need to take in consideration that they, if they're pretty into or they understand or they value those type of things before you approach them. So. Then what really helped me was to, instead of just selling from the first point, is just try to ask those questions that you may not be able to answer yourself. So you say, I don't know, if this is a website that sells shoes, I say, hey, okay, so are those shoes usually used for sports or for a day-to-day basis? Like what's the main benefit that these people are gonna get from your shoes? So you see that it's not like, hey, where you're hosting your website. It's not like that. It's more into the end user perspective. So, and at the end, we need to bring value to them, and that's how we are gonna get their attention on. So let me tell you some examples. They're not all related to how I sold Gatsby projects, but it's more into the product website area. So the first one is a bad that didn't went well. So I actually recommend something by technology. So it was a client that they have this real estate website, and they wanted to improve their site. So I was focused on selling them GraphQL. So that was my main concern. Like, I think GraphQL is going to be better for you because we can get less. We all hope we all know what are the benefits of GraphQL. But the thing is that this client had a lot of dependencies, that he was really tied up how REST work. So the work that we were able to do with GraphQL was too much to get to the benefit, to the performance insights that they got on with their REST API, because everything was set up to make this REST calls amazingly fast. So this was really bad. We focused on that area. Actually, because I was working with a company, we did a sprint with them, and in the middle of the sprint, trying to change to GraphQL, we realized, okay, this is not going to work. It's going to be too much to do to get to the same place that they were right at that moment. So we say, hey, this is what happened. If you want to continue, we can continue later. And of course, we didn't continue the project. So also another bad example, it was I already knew these technologies. And this is to show you that not only because you have the right tools or the best tools, you get good results always. So when you recommend too early. So this was a company, they were a bootcamp. And it was like the first time Harry Roberts told me about this tool. So I started, okay, let's just put this website here and let's just try to measure what's going to happen. And of course, I saw like loadings for 30 seconds in different like points of the site. So after that point, I did my research on the end user. So I just went to the CEO and said, hey, how often you change your website? Like, oh yeah, we change it pretty much, but it's pretty simple because it's a WordPress site, whatever. Yeah, I know it's a WordPress site, and I didn't tell you, but I've been running these audits. And here it is. So I sent them like a chart, a really amazing chart with all the results. And hey, you have like a 30-second like loading here that it's pretty bad. So I can help you with performance. And she just sent me a thumbs up, and that's it. So that is to show you that not only having all the information, hey, it's helpful. You need to actually change your mindset and think on the end user. Think about the potential client's client. Now, good examples, of course. So when you, in this case, I didn't use these tools, but I really changed the approach to thinking about how or what are the people that actually were going to see that website. So, and because, okay, this will be like a little bias, but I knew that company before because they were an agency of backend developers. They were pretty techy. They really knew that, okay, we want a static generated site, and we want this to be really performant SEO, whatever. And so, okay, but yeah, I know that that's what you want, but let's see who's going to use that website. Who's going to use your website? Who's going to enter there and see how much value we can bring it to them. So that actually led us to a really great, amazing first session, like meeting with the stakeholder. And when you shift that, you start seeing them. Oh yeah, I didn't thought about that. Oh, I think yeah, these are the type of person that is gonna see the website. So maybe I don't need this section that I thought will be important or not. So that's they saw not only the benefit of having like working with me, but also it was like, okay, they start changing their approach. They're changing their mindset to their end user. So it's not about bragging about myself. So it sounds like that, but it's not. So also another good example. It was a short sprint that I did for another company, and they were like they need things to be done in the website. So while I was doing those changes that they needed right away, I started pitching them. Okay, what are your customers wanted to see? So this was a poll website that they do actually polls in the US. So the website seems to be like a news site. So they have all the polls listed in the homepage, and they say, hey, wait a minute. So who's using this? So what are your main clients? And he's told me that no, people that actually want polls. So I told you, well, maybe this is not what they need to see in the first page. They need to see what actually you can help them, how you can achieve, get them, like call you, get them, okay, I want a poll. Because if you just show like a 20 like polls over there, it feels like a news site, and it's not actually what they really wanted. So, and actually the request a poll button, the main call to action was like 3 levels deep into the website. So it was like kind of weird. And yeah, so shifting that, like like reiterating into shifting that mindset helps a lot. And also incremental change, like we've been talking also about migrating into Gatsby. We are really fortunate that we have tools like Gatsby, of course, and Netlify that helps you to take some pieces of different websites. Like if it's a huge website, you can just say one part and say, hey, let's just do a quick test on this part of the website. I'm not going to touch anything else, just this part, and we can measure. We can see how everything is working, and they can see the benefit actually in production. So that's also helpful, and we're pretty lucky to have something like I just heard. For this example, I used like the bare bones, just copy the build and put it in the server. But now, like there's a feature in Neglify called rewrites and redirects that you can actually just, with one line of code, you can just say, hey, whatever it's coming to here, just go to that other URL, and it will mask your. It will happen everything internally in Netlify, and it's just mind-blowing. It's amazing. So, key takeaways. Trust and authority. Those are the main key things that you need to communicate to your clients. Focus on your potential client's client, not in your client. Usually, I also work on design, so usually when clients say, oh, I really like this, and I say to them, I really don't care about what you like. I care about what helps and what works for your client, not for you. So that's usually that also led me to not having a client, but yeah, it depends on how you said to them. It's useful. So find the right questions. So to find the right questions, you need to do your research before you approach to them. And also, the amount of help that the Gatsby team gives is just amazing. I'm really sad Jason Ball is not right here in this moment, because he was a pretty good help for me in terms of not only building this slides, but also helping other clients to achieve what I've been achieving for them. And also another key part that helps me to be in this position is to share my learnings. So not only that helps you to practice to practice like in your pitching or your selling techniques, but also that leads you to more clients, because other developers, because I usually share things on Twitter, and Twitter is for developers most of the time. So when other people see that you are doing one thing specifically and they heard about other clients wanted that, they usually refer to you those clients. And that led me to a bunch of new meetings that, of course, I'm only one. I usually it's not turning into a client, but at least you have this first meeting with them, and that's really important. That's really cool. And also trust yourself. So you cannot communicate trust if you don't trust in yourself. So that's another key important takeaway that you need to get. And also I've been talking I've been sharing my knowledge and everything. So before start working with Gatsby and WordPress site, I started, I didn't have any live websites with WordPress and Gatsby. So what I did was I built a website for my father, for my company's, father's company. But not only I build a website, I share all the process from design to development to production. So this is something that really helped me a lot to get those experience and also get that exposure that leads me to new clients. And also, if you want to go there, well, this one is in Spanish because, of course, well, I'm from Panama, that's why it's in Spanish. But you can, if you want to see them, you can see me suffering a lot. So, and also some of the resources that I've been talking about during the talk. And there's one really amazing resource from the Gatsby docs that is using Gatsby professionally. It's not only helping you to sell Gatsby, but it's helping you selling from different approaches, from different perspectives and different stakeholders, how you can sell Gatsby to those different people. And that was a really helpful resource for me too. So thanks. You can reach me out over there in Twitter, like YouTube, GitHub. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know. And I will be here. So thank you.
Thank you.